Hi, I hope you're having a wonderful day. It's Mac of Mac and Blair Bricks, and today I want to talk to you about a really awesome Lego set. I'm really excited about this one. It's not brand new, but I want to talk about it. It's because it's one of the more iconic sets for me. As an American living in the UK, I've gotten quite attached to some of the symbolism of the United Kingdom, and one of the things that is most symbolic here is the red telephone box. Let's bring this into scene here. This is the red telephone box. You see it all over London, and you also see it across the UK in villages and other places. Now, it's not used as often as the actual telephone box anymore, but it's kept around for symbolic reasons. You have the double-decker red buses, but you also have the telephone box. And it is iconic here because you can see this. This is metal. This is a nice little coin collector. You put your coins in here. That doesn't open. But what's also sold by some of the local stores here, where the local builders who sell things as vendors, they make their own little versions of the red telephone box. It is incredibly popular here in the UK and is very symbolic of London and England and really across the United Kingdom as a whole. So let's take a deep dive quick into Lego set 21347. It is 1,460 pieces. Wasn't really hard to build, but it is a really beautiful Lego set. Now, I love the fact that it is, of course, the perfect shade of red to represent the red telephone box. This is the color that you see. I do see them in real life a little darker, but that could be just from staining. UV light kind of stains. The sun has stained it and things growing on it and so forth and so on. But this is the color. So I love the fact that they, first off, nailed the color. They nailed the design because it does say telephone across the top. And the shape, and it has the royal crown there. We can get in close, you can see that. But it was what's also really nice about this are the elements around the telephone box where it sits on this nice little platform, which is the cobblestone. And I love the fact that Lego utilized different shaped bricks for the cobblestone. And this is something that I see in a lot of mocks. There are a lot of Lego builders, and I see a lot of, because I go to a lot of Lego shows, and I see a lot of Lego builders utilizing techniques. And for the Lego builders who build medieval castles and medieval themed locations, forests and things of that sort, they use a very specific type of combination of bricks to give the road design. And I've now seen that being pulled in by the Lego group, who I guess also go to some of these Lego shows, and they see these designs on display, and they're really good. And it's the best way to do it, to pull in some of the best designs that you see Lego builders using. And that's what I see here with the cobblestones, where you have the multicolored tiles. You have the dark gray tile, you have the light gray tile, you even have the tile with the studs sticking up, because you're going to give you more of an uneven surface, because it's more symbolic of kind of a cobblestone type surface, which is really impressive. I love that extra attention to detail. You can tell that this is a telephone box in the summertime. Of course, in the US, we call them telephone booths in some places, but this is a telephone box because it is London based. And it's in summer, probably late summer, because you have the light pole here, which is really great. Now, one thing I will say about the light pole up front is you can see it kind of wiggles back and forth. And maybe my build design is a little flimsy, but it's not the sturdiest piece of the Lego building. The actual rod itself has a little bit of technique in there. You see, that holds up, but the top is a little flimsy. As long as you're not touching it, it's good. It'll sit there, like I said, just kind of spins. This is the design. Kind of spins, and it would maybe be cool if you go in and actually add in a light brick in there. If you could actually light that up, would be really cool. But you have these flowers, which I like the flowers. Lego's been doing a lot with the botanicals. This is not a botanical, but I love the addition of the flowers. You have the flowers here, and you have the matching flower set down below, which I think is also really an impressive touch, because it just adds to that color combination where you have the nice, beautiful red telephone box, and then you have the black pole here for the light, and then you have the green elements coming in from the flowers with the green and the yellow. So I think it's a great color combination. It's a nice color palette. You also have this low wall behind the telephone box. You can see that low wall right there, and I love the fact that it's great. And I've been down to some of the nicer areas in London, some of the more historic locations, and you have these walls, and you also have this fence. You see this fence all over London, not as many places as you used to, but is not built in as much. So you get to those more historic locations, you can see this fence out in front of some of the homes. This fence is excuse me, this fence is appropriate. Let me get you a glass of water. Okay, I'm back. The fence is appropriate. I love the coloration on it. It's black, it's gilded. It looks like what an iron rod fence should look like. You have this nice pointed pieces on the end where that's a different color. You know, typically in real life that would also still be black. That would not necessarily be painted in a different color. But for the sake of elements of adding into the overall features here, I love the fact that they did change the color at the tips and give you those gold tips instead of just black all the way up. So you have really a very nice Lego set. The great thing about it are you can consider the size. I think this is about 12 inches tall. Let me look at the back of the box here. Yeah, it's 12 inches tall, 31 centimeters. And, you know, from side to side, it's 7.5 inches across, which is 19.5 centimeters. This is large. It won't really match with a Lego table. We have a Lego table, and on our table, I have these nice little. It won't really match with the Lego table. On our table, we have these nice little telephone boxes, and I have two of these that I've purchased from a company. Actually, it's a company, I think it's called One More Brick, and they produce the schematics for this. You get it, you build it out, and these are really cool. These are all genuine and authentic Lego pieces, and this matches the table. It's minfig size, and this, as you can see, is not minfig size. This is really intended to be what I call a shelf piece. You build it, you sit it on a shelf, and it sit there, and it looks really beautiful. Color combinations, I think that's what it's designed for. It's a Lego Ideas set, and as far as Ideas sets are concerned, it is one of the simpler Ideas sets that I've ever built. It wasn't really complicated to build. My daughter put a lot of time in on this one, but it wasn't a lot of time. They just were distracted doing other things. If you really could focus in, you could probably get this one built in a couple of hours at most. It's not a lot of pieces. I think I said it's about 1,400 pieces. Turn the box back around here. Yeah, it's 1460. So this is not a really large or complicated set to build. It's a lot of repeating red bricks stacked up. But what's really unique, and I saw this when I first saw this on display, it was in the Lego store. And I said, can you open it? Because with these smaller ones here, these nice little designs that people have done, you can't open them. It just looks really cute. But this one, move this to the side. Look at this. That hinged door opens perfectly, and you can get a beautiful interior of the inside of the telephone box. So I love the fact it is a silent swinging door. You can open it. It just adds to that extra, and it just adds to that extra. I froze up. It adds to that extra look on the interior just to finish that design. It just looks really good on the interior there. So one of the things you can see on the interior, you can read, it says, please be brief, and it has those little tiles at the back. Also have some design on it. It says, just for hat sales and, just different flyers for jazz music and things of that sort. So it kind of is stated, and the numbers I noticed at the bottom says the dials for help are not the numbers that you use in today's world to dial for help in the UK. I think it would have been cool if they did that, but maybe it'd be maybe more authentic to the time period to when this was more in use. Again, today's world, these still exist. You will see them in London, and you will see them in villages across the UK. I've only found one or two that's actually working. But typically, they're now used to put in defibrillators. Defibrillators are inside of them. It's a great place to store a defibrillator. Some towns and cities use them, and they've taken the telephone box out, and they actually put shelves in there, and it's used as a little bit of a bookstore. Not a bookstore, but a place where books are loaned in. You put the books there, you go, you take a book, you leave a book. And it just kind of has been incorporated into communities. Some places have taken them out and given them to gardeners. So there are some gardeners who have these in their garden, and they have flowers growing all over them, and that's how they're using them. So it is very iconic here in the UK. It's symbolic, and I think it's a wonderful addition for the Lego group to add this particular set to the overall Lego world. So I like it a lot. I think it's really cool. Tell me what you think about it. I also enjoy these nice little mocks that I have, and I like my coinage. Hey, this has been a quick review of this Lego set. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if you're going to pick it up. For those of us who've been to London and spent time in the UK, this is iconic. It's classic London. It looks really good. And it may not appeal to you, but it definitely does appeal to me. Until next time, take care.